Hi, Anna here, and in this video we're gonna discuss our beloved file descriptor table. I'm gonna dumb down this concept for you that even my dog Philipe can understand. Philipe, are you ready? He's been recently very interested in computers, so I'm trying to find clever ways to explain this very hard concept for him.
Okay.
Anyways, imagine you're staying at a 5-star hotel, and each guest, aka process, at this hotel has their own room number, just like each process has its own virtual space and PID number. Each guest also has its own mailbox. This mailbox is just like a file descriptor table to a process. Each process has its own FD table. You, as a guest of the hotel, have access to the mailbox associated with your room, but it's not a direct access because the mailbox is operated by a front desk clerk. Do you know how the mailbox area in a hotel is always behind the counter? So, if your room, aka virtual address space, is on the user side, the mailbox, aka file descriptor table, is on the kernel side. The front desk clerk manages the incoming and outgoing mail, as well as all the letters you have open.
Okay.
Each guest uses their mailbox to send and receive data, just like a process. He puts all incoming mail into slot 0 of the mailbox. It's similar to the data coming into your computer from standard sources like your keyboard or other inputs. The clerk uses slot 1 for the outgoing mail, similar to how data is sent from your computer to be displayed on your screen or the terminal window. There is also slot 2 for junk mail, and in a real FD table, it would be a standard arrow. Now, not all mail is incoming or outgoing. After these 3 slots, there is an infinite amount of them. This is where the remaining letters, aka files, go. So these are not just any letters. These are the open letters you're currently working on. The front desk clerk gives each letter a unique number starting from 3. So imagine you open a new letter. She'll assign 3 to this letter and will put it in a slot number 3. Want to open another blank letter? She'll give it the next number 4. And she keeps increasing the numbers more mail you have opened. Just like when you add new files to the FD table, or you might want to open a specific letter. For example, a while ago you started writing a letter to your grandma, and now you want to add new information to it. You give your clerk an address to this letter, and she'll be like, okay, I'm gonna go and fetch for you. Hey, you might have a bad memory and you say, how am I going to memorize what letter goes with what number? Good news for you, you don't have to. You create a nickname for each number and call it FD, or you can call it whatever you want. Now, whenever you want to read your letter, or let's say you want to write hello to it, you can use this nickname you came up with. You say, hey, why bother with all this? Well, you and your mother, aka another process with different PID number, can write to the same grandma letter at once. Just make sure to synchronize with her. She will have her own mailbox, and the clerk may give her a completely different number for that letter. But it also can be the same. It won't affect you because you have your own mailbox. Once you're done with the letter, like when you're done with the file, you can close it, and the clerk will make sure that all the updates, if any, you made to the letter will be at the original address where you told her to find this letter in the first place. She'll go and put it back, even if your grandma lives in the other state or, on the disk. Then she will remove it from your mailbox. Now, when your resident, aka process, leave the building, the clerk automatically closes all their mail slots, including the ones for incoming and outgoing letters. If any letters were halfway through being written or sent, they get lost in the shuffle. And now there is a time for a practical example. Yay! If you're still watching, don't forget to like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments, was this example helpful? Philip, I hope you got it. You better get a computer science degree. Okay, here our example. Let's go. We have a letter to grandma txt. This is the path to our file, and we are creating it because it doesn't exist yet. So our open function call will return a file descriptor that we can use later to write to and read from the file. Now we can use variable fd to check the number of that file descriptor, but remember this is just a nickname and it can really be anything. And if we have multiple files open, it will be easy to keep track of them. If we have a lot of files open, we want to give it a name that we can memorize, right? Next, we use the write function, passing in our file descriptor, that nickname we give it. Now we can send a message, and 37 just represents the number of letters in our message. Let's compile and run our program. Oops, quick mistake. I think I forgot to rename FD to nickname. Okay, this is a quick fix. Let's try again, and hopefully this time it works. Okay, compile and run it. Boom! Do you see the file descriptor number 3? That's because 3 is the smallest file descriptor number available. Once we close the file, the message gets written to it, and we are done. If you want to dive deeper into a file descriptor, I have another video on my channel about this topic. It's very detailed and might be a little bit too complicated for Philip. Sorry, Philip. But you can understand it because you're smart, right? Okay, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'm signing off. Bye.